Good morning. Today is Beis Iyar, the second of Iyar, and the Tanya of today effectively tells us three things. The first is what's called Avas Olam, Ava Rabba, and I forgot the name of the third, but it's a profound type of love for God. So the first thing that a person has to understand is that love can either be instinctual. So, for example, I don't know, chocolate cake tastes good. You didn't have to create that. It's just an instinct, the way that the chemicals work in the body. And the second thing is that you can have a love for something because it makes sense to love it. For example, I don't know, you love, I don't know, going to work because there's a benefit. You can make money, you can support your family, give charity, etc. The two types of love of Avarabba and Avas Olam, the first love, Avarabba, is a deep, deep love, like a pleasure in God. And this, in fact, is like a gift that's given to tzaddikim. And not everybody can attain that high. It's almost a reward. Love itself feels good, so an intense love has an intense, pleasurable feeling. It's like a reward. But the love that we're commanded to have, a love born out of contemplation of God's greatness, this is called avarabba. And it depends on the individual, because one person, for example, there was a great scientist that said that the more I know about the physical world, the more I love God, the more I believe in God, because you realize the greatness of God. Einstein was a tremendous believer in God because he was a tremendous scientist. I know somebody locally here in Sfat who said that she didn't really appreciate science until she appreciated God. She then realized that this is all part of God's world. And then you have another type of love for God. And this is very, very unique contemplation that every person can attain. And this love is so great that it even has the benefits of Avarabba, the benefits of feeling pleasure in God, and you can attain this love. And that is what we call benafshi ivasicha. I love my own soul. When we contemplate and close your eyes for a second and think about the fact that every single thing in the universe comes from one source, comes from God. So that means you also come from God. That means your source of life, just like a person, God forbid, was dying. Can you imagine how much you'd want to live? So you have this profound love for life. It's just that you don't always experience that desire, because they say a constant pleasure ceases to give pleasure. If you eat ice cream all day, it doesn't feel so great anymore. So the fact that you're alive all the time doesn't feel pleasurable, but the fact that you would want to do anything to stay alive. I remember my grandfather once telling me, I have a friend, he's a banker, he sold his company now for $3 billion in cash, and he'd give it all away to stay alive. He had a bad illness and he died shortly thereafter. So money is nothing compared to life itself. So when you realize how precious your life is, and you realize your life is constantly just being gifted into existence, actually it's from God himself, so it's part of God's energy, then you'll love God because he is your life.